41 actors who ruined their careers in seconds. Number 41, Amber Heard. Amber Heard stated her existence was in shambles as she paid Johnny Depp $1 million for damages after an intense slander court battle. This dispute stands as one of the most sensational lawsuits in the annals of Hollywood. Heard ultimately expressed a loss of confidence in the American judicial process. The judicial proceedings wrapped up on the 1st of June, 2022. The panel of judges agreed unanimously that Heard sullied Depp's reputation by labeling herself as a victim of domestic assault in her 2018 article published in the Washington Post. Over the course of 7 weeks, the trial scrutinized how the dispute affected the professional lives of Depp and Heard. Depp maintained that Heard's claims in the commentary severely damaged his acting pursuits, while Heard contended that her career languished as a consequence of Depp's retaliatory assertions, which included her leaving fecal matter on their shared bed. Addressing her 5.3 million online followers via Instagram, Heard stated, "After a great deal of deliberation, I have made a very difficult decision to settle the defamation case brought against me by my ex-husband in Virginia. It's important for me to say that I never chose this. I defended my truth, and in doing so, my life as I knew it was destroyed. The vilification I have faced on social media is an amplified version of the ways in which women are re-victimized when they come forward. I make this decision having lost faith in the American legal system, where my unprotected testimony served as entertainment and social media fodder." The outlook is grim for Amber, as it appears her most successful days are behind her. She seems to be devoid of forthcoming endeavors beyond the sequel to Aquaman, and this trend could persist. Journalist Megyn Kelly, during the Floyd Abrams Speaking Freely podcast, mentioned that Heard seems to have no career prospects because she is regarded as dishonest by the public. Kelly further pointed to an internet campaign aiming to have Heard removed from Aquaman 2, stating, "Hollywood, before its woke days, has got to be somewhat business-minded and capitalist. There was already a petition with, between 3 and 4 million, maybe it's more now, to get her booted out of the next Aquaman sequel. I think she's professionally ruined for the time being." Number 40. Mel Gibson. Formerly an A-list actor in Hollywood, Mel Gibson became persona non grata in the film industry after a sequence of belligerent episodes and bigoted statements. A recent development involves Netflix's Chicken Run sequel distancing from the 64-year-old Gibson, following Winona Ryder's allegations of his anti-Semitic behavior. Ryder claimed that Gibson directed offensive comments at her in 1995. Gibson's past reveals a pattern of such discourses, and certain movies he's been involved with have been critiqued for propagating anti-Semitic messages. In 2010, Radar Online disclosed that they accessed recordings of an incensed message Gibson directed at Oksana Grigorieva, his former Russian pianist companion. Naturally, Gibson's professional standing plummeted, and by the year's conclusion, his representation, William Morris Endeavour, severed ties. Gibson's controversial behavior persisted. Fox News noted in 2015 that Gibson, in a 2013 interview for Peggy Noonan in Reader's Digest, made light of the Holocaust as he attempted to rehabilitate his career. In 2016, he directed Hacksaw Ridge, a biographical war movie. But the recent charges by Ryder have once again shone a light on Gibson's problematic history, casting doubt on his ability to reclaim the widespread acclaim he once enjoyed during his heyday of box office hits. Number 39, Paula Deen. Previously cherished as a television icon and actress, Paula Deen saw her career crumble amidst allegations of racist conduct. She graced television on programs such as Top Chef, MasterChef, Extreme Makeover, Home Edition, and even landed a part in the film Elizabethtown. In 2012, Lisa Jackson, who managed Deen's establishment in Savannah, Georgia, named Uncle Bubba's Seafood and Oyster House, filed a legal complaint against Deen. Jackson charged that Deen had a history of uttering racist epithets, including the N-word, in the workplace, and had expressed a wish to host a wedding event with an Old South theme, suggesting that African-American men should pretend to be slaves. In her deposition, Deen conceded to having used the N-word previously, remarking, "Yes, of course, that's just not a word that we use as time has gone on. Things have changed since the 60s in the South, and my children and my brother object to that word being used in any cruel or mean behavior as well as I do." She also conceded to her idea for the aforementioned themed wedding, clarifying that it was inspired by a restaurant which she thought was beautiful and really impressive. Understandably, her proposals did not garner any support. The Food Network promptly opted not to renew her contract, despite her issuing several video pleas for forgiveness. Dean resurfaced on Dancing with the Stars years later, which was insufficient to mend her tarnished reputation. In 2015, her already precarious situation deteriorated further when she uploaded and later removed a photo of her son with darkened makeup. Number 38, Charlie Sheen. Once a top-tier television actor, Sheen was earning an impressive $1.8 million per episode on 2.5 Men until his career took a hit due to his addiction. His struggle with substance abuse and alcoholism started in the 90s, marked by events such as cocaine overdoses and assault charges. His life, filled with drug-related offenses and controversy, was in the public eye. His addiction issues were intermittent in the beginning, but his arrest in 2009 marked a significant downturn in his life. In 2010, production of 2.5 Men was paused as Sheen sought treatment in rehab. Despite his efforts to recover, he was let go from the show in March 2011, likely due to his self-destructive behavior and disparaging remarks about the show's creator, Chuck Lorre. What's the current status of Sheen? Reports suggest that he has been sober for more than a year and is now involved in 2 television projects, reflecting on his fight against addiction and his time on 2.5 Men. Sheen expressed, "There was 55 different ways for me to handle that situation, and I chose number 56. And so, I think the growth for me, post-meltdown or melt forward or melt somewhere, however you want to label it, it has to start with absolute ownership of my role in all of it." He confessed to Yahoo Entertainment, and it was desperately juvenile. "I think it was drugs or the residual effect of drugs, and it was also an ocean of stress and a volcano of disdain." Number 37, James Franco. Following several accusations of sexual assault, James Franco's presence in the film industry has significantly diminished. His regular collaborator Seth Rogen has also distanced himself from Franco, explicitly stating to the UK Sunday Times, "The truth is that I have not, and I do not plan to, right now." Franco first attracted controversy in 2014 when he snapped a selfie with a 17-year-old fan after his Broadway performance in Of Mice and Men, and later messaged her on Instagram about booking a hotel. Franco confessed to the messages, but defended his conduct to Howard Stern by asserting, "I'm not going to high schools looking for dates. I'm leaving my work and they're coming there. And my fan base is like 17-year-old girls." In 2018, Franco faced further scandal after his Golden Globe win for The Disaster Artist. Actress Ali Sheedy tweeted hints of misconduct by Franco after previously collaborating with him on The Long Shrift in 2014. Simultaneously, actress Violet Paley accused him of a serious assault in a tweet. Even after Franco denied these claims on Stephen Colbert's show, Sarah Tither Kaplan and 3 other women brought forth accusations of sexual misconduct against him in a Los Angeles Times report in January 2018. As repercussions mounted, Vanity Fair promptly removed Franco from its Hollywood issue cover. By October 2019, several women from the Los Angeles Times piece filed a lawsuit for sexual harassment against Franco, which resulted in a private agreement in February 2021. Franco persisted in denying these claims, notwithstanding the settlement. As the allegations affected Franco's career, leading to his exclusion from many projects, Rogen communicated to the Sunday Times his strong condemnation of abuse and harassment, adding, "What I can say is that I despise abuse and harassment, and I would never cover or conceal the actions of someone doing it, or knowingly put someone in a situation where they were around someone like that." Revealing the incident impacted their relationship. Number 36, Roseanne Barr. The career of Roseanne Barr serves as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of social media missteps. Her popular show, Roseanne, was abruptly axed by ABC after she sent out a discriminatory tweet about Valerie Jarrett, an African-American former advisor to President Obama. The swift fallout occurred despite Barr's subsequent apology. Channing Dungey, ABC's entertainment chief, denounced the tweet in a statement, calling it abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values. Considering the show had generated approximately $45 million in ad revenue for ABC in the current year, with projections for the following season topping $60 million, the cancellation was certainly dramatic. Initially, Barr pointed to the sedative Ambien as the cause of her erratic online behavior, claiming it led her to engage in weird stuff. Later, she indicated that her series might have been scrapped partly due to a critical tweet from her co-star Sarah Gilbert, who portrayed Darlene in both Roseanne and its spin-off, The Conners. Gilbert condemned Barr's remarks in her tweet, "Roseanne's recent comments about Valerie Jarrett and so much more are abhorrent and do not reflect the beliefs of our cast and crew or anyone associated with our show. I'm disappointed in her actions, to say the least." To this, Barr expressed her feeling of injustice, stating, "Talk about the lack of accountability there." Number 35, Lori Loughlin. The affection of Lori Loughlin, famed for her role in Full House for her daughters, had unintended consequences on her career. For her involvement in a college bribery scandal, she received a 2-month prison sentence, while her husband, fashion designer Massimo Giannoli, was given a 5-month term, among 50 other implicated individuals. They confessed to fraud by falsely designating their daughters as athlete recruits to get them admitted to the University of Southern California. Loughlin's legal resolution came with a $150,000 fine and an obligation to serve 100 hours in community service, and Giannoli agreed to a $250,000 fine with 250 hours of community work. During a court hearing over a video call, Loughlin expressed remorse, stating, "I made an awful decision. I went along with a plan to give my daughters an unfair advantage in the college admissions process, and in doing so, I ignored my intuition and allowed myself to be swayed from my moral compass." The repercussions of her actions extended beyond the courtroom as Crown Media Family Network severed their professional relationship with Loughlin. They declared, "We are no longer working with Lori Loughlin and have stopped development of all productions that air on the Crown Media Family Network channels involving Lori Loughlin, including garage sale mysteries and independent third-party production." Number 34, Lindsay Lohan. Before Lindsay Lohan's infamous partying and scandalous behavior, she was known for her memorable roles in early 2000s cinema. The former child actress first appeared on the small screen at age 7 with guest spots on the children's program Sesame Street in 1992. Her major breakthrough came in 1998 with Disney's reimagining of The Parent Trap. She continued to make her mark in a series of notable Disney films, including Get a Clue, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, and Freaky Friday, before landing the starring role in the cult classic Mean Girls. However, after her initial success, Lohan's career began to falter. She became entangled in a series of legal issues, including a widely reported DUI car accident in 2007 when she was only 20 years old. After the crash, she entered rehab and angered several Hollywood producers by failing to show up for scheduled film shoots. As Lohan continued to party, use illegal substances, and drown her problems in alcohol, her relationships in Hollywood rapidly deteriorated. Later that summer, Lohan was arrested again for driving with a suspended license and allegedly possessing cocaine. She pleaded guilty and was sentenced to a single day in jail. Despite spending only 84 minutes in jail, she was placed on probation and required to complete community service and participate in an alcohol education program. In a 2013 interview with Piers Morgan for the Daily Mail, she discussed her arrest, saying, "From then on, the press were on me all the time. It was the first time I'd taken drugs. I was out in a club with people I shouldn't have been with, and took cocaine and got in the car. It was so stupid." She also told Morgan that her initial stay in rehab was intended to help her deal with the emotional stress of filming I Know Who Killed Me in 2007, not to address her addiction. Her dual role in that film earned her the Worst Screen Couple at the 2008 Golden Raspberry Awards, as well as the Worst Actress title. The movie won a record 8 Razzies in total. In the following years, Lohan was ordered to rehab 6 times due to arrests for drunk driving, reckless driving, and shoplifting. She stated, "I've never been a junkie and never will be. I just like going out late to clubs with friends and listening to music. Always have done. It's not that unusual for girls of 26. Lohan's commitment to the LA nightlife cost her the acting career she had dreamed of, leading to lost roles due to insurance issues. She appears to be slowly returning to acting, but it's doubtful she'll ever regain the status she once held. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment "OK" if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Number 33. Armie Hammer. The film Death on the Nile may signify the conclusion of Armie Hammer's cinematic endeavors, following controversies and conjecture that emerged around 2021. Formerly commended for his performances in films such as The Social Network and Call Me By Your Name, Hammer's prominence in Hollywood was short-lived. In the beginning of 2021, he faced allegations of aggressive sexual conduct and further claims regarding his sexual proclivities, including alleged desires of cannibalism that surfaced in messages purported to be from Hammer. Concurrently, a woman by the name of Effie publicly accused Hammer of forceful advances and physical mistreatment spanning a 4-year intermittent relationship. Nevertheless, after an extensive inquiry, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office ultimately declined to initiate charges against him. Hammer expressed his gratitude toward the prosecutors on his digital platforms for their determination, which corroborated what he had maintained from the start, that no crime was committed. He acknowledged that, although his reputation has been restored, reconstructing his life stands as a formidable and prolonged endeavor. The controversies led to substantial losses for Hammer's career. He was relinquished by his representation and resigned from a number of undertakings, including the Jennifer Lopez-led romantic comedy Shotgun Wedding. Post-scandal, there were fleeting speculations of Hammer engaging in timeshare sales and residing in the Cayman Islands, keeping a low profile. Without facing any legal repercussions, Hammer nonetheless experienced significant setbacks due to the allegations, casting doubt on the prospects of his return to the film industry in the near future. Number 32. Katherine Heigl. Katherine Heigl experienced a swift fall from grace in Hollywood, having once been a rising star within the industry. She rose to immediate fame with the 2005 premiere of Grey's Anatomy, where she played Dr. Isabel "Izzy" Stevens. It didn't take long for Heigl to bask in the limelight, a success that was as rapid as her subsequent descent. Before her iconic stint as Izzy, Heigl had been in various movies and TV roles, but her part in Grey's Anatomy, which featured Patrick Dempsey and became one of the most watched shows on broadcast television, was a true highlight in her career. By 2007, 2 years into the show, Heigl landed the female lead in the hit comedy Knocked Up, earning her a paycheck of $300,000, a staggering 19,000% increase from her past earnings. In just months, she achieved what no other Grey's regular had, winning an Emmy, and seemed on track to continue her winning streak until things took a turn. Heigl shocked many when she opted out of the Emmy race, stating that her character's development in the 4th season of Grey's Anatomy didn't merit a nomination. "I did not feel that I was given the material this season to warrant an Emmy nomination, and in an effort to maintain the integrity of the Academy organization, I withdrew my name from contention. Additionally, I did not want to potentially hinder another actress's chance who had been given such worthy material," she said. This move sent ripples through the fanbase, her peers, and the production team, and it was considered a snub towards the acclaimed series creator Shonda Rhimes. Rhimes countered by saying the reduced focus on Heigl's character was due to her request for fewer working hours. This sparked rumors of on-set controversies, with Heigl seen as troublesome. Despite speculation about her character's possible demise, Heigl continued with the series for another season. While she still landed lucrative roles in movies, she couldn't escape the persistent negative portrayal in the media regarding her Grey's Anatomy conduct. In 2010, after an incident where she didn't appear for work, Rhimes consented to let her out of her contract. Rhimes admitted Heigl's remarks about the Emmys had hurt, but shared the lesson: when people show you who they are, believe them, and consequently instituted a Noah *** cold policy on her later project Scandal, a pointed allusion to Heigl. Since departing from Grey's Anatomy, Heigl's attempts to reignite her acting career floundered. Her subsequent projects such as New Year's Eve, One for the Money, The Big Wedding, and Jackie and Ryan didn't fare well critically or at the box office. Her career plummeted, with Heigl acknowledging a shift in the industry's perception of her. She confided to Marie Claire in 2014, feeling betrayed by the industry that was once a dear ally. "This thing that was my best friend for a long time suddenly turned on me, and I didn't expect it. I was taken by surprise and angry at it for betraying me." Number 31. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes was once an ascending celebrity, anchored by standout performances in The Amanda Show and She's the Man. But as is all too familiar with young performers, she found herself grappling with substance abuse. A defining moment, however, that truly capsized her career was the turmoil she stirred up on Twitter in 2012. She posted a series of contentious tweets, including a bizarre request to rapper Drake, cast disparaging remarks toward Rihanna, labeled both Miley Cyrus and Jay-Z as unattractive, and did not spare herself from harsh online self-evaluations. Additionally, there was an incident where she ignited a driveway and her clothing. In the wake of her erratic behavior, Bynes received a bipolar disorder diagnosis and was admitted to a mental health facility, suspending her acting pursuits indefinitely. Her parents, profoundly worried for her well-being, sought and achieved a conservatorship in 2013, fearing she might harm herself or someone else without supervision over her health and finances. Sometime afterward, Bynes endeavored to reconstruct her life, enrolling at the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in Los Angeles and expressing minimal interest in resuming her acting career. Prospects seemed brighter for her, culminating in 2022 when a magistrate, backed by her parents' endorsement, ascertained that Bynes was again fit to independently manage her medical and fiscal matters, leading to the termination of the conservatorship. Yet within the same year, Bynes reported herself to the authorities and sought psychiatric care. Currently, she is residing within a mental health treatment center, where she continues to obtain the necessary support. Number 30, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, once revered as a paternal figure in American culture through his various family-friendly comedic and dramatic roles, was found guilty in 2018 on 3 counts related to aggravated indecent assault. More than 60 individuals accused Cosby, recounting various incidents of misconduct. Despite steadfast denials from Cosby's defense team, who questioned the prolonged silence of the accusers, damning evidence surfaced which indicated that Cosby provided sedatives to young women he sought sexual activity with. In the wake of these revelations, nearly all of Cosby's broadcast and film agreements were terminated. Reruns of The Cosby Show were removed from TV Land's lineup, while planned stand-up performances were scrapped. His statue at the MGM Hollywood Studios in Florida was dismantled, and numerous educational institutions rescinded the honorary degrees they had once bestowed upon him. Subsequently, he received a sentence ranging from 3 to 10 years incarceration. Cosby's conviction was later invalidated, leading to his release after a 2-year prison term. Nonetheless, industry pundits are skeptical about the probability of his reputation being rehabilitated. There's no Cosby reunion, there will be no Vegas residency, and there will be no new Jell-O endorsement for Mr. Cosby, articulated Howard Bragman, a veteran PR strategist and crisis management expert. He was not found innocent. He was released on a technicality. I would say the world still believes him to be guilty for the heinous crimes he was charged with, and he's going to live a very O.J. Simpson-like existence for the rest of his life. No one is going to work with him. No studio, no A-list actor or filmmaker, a talent representative expressed. It would kill your reputation, not to mention that you'd have to justify it to your friends and family. How could you do that? He is toxic. Because YouTube will prioritize interactive videos, please comment OK if you find this video interesting. Thank you. Number 29. Cuba Gooding. Junior Cuba Gooding Jr., who skyrocketed to fame following his Oscar victory for Jerry Maguire, saw his celebrity status wane over time amid a cascade of sexual misconduct allegations. His legal troubles began in 2019 after he was suspected of inappropriately touching a woman in a Manhattan establishment. By the following year, 30 accusers had emerged denouncing Gooding's behavior, resulting in charges that encompassed 3 instances of forcible touching and 3 of sexual abuse. Additionally, 2 civil lawsuits were filed by separate women against the actor. The combination of these grave allegations and various career mishaps contributed to Gooding's gradual retreat from the spotlight, with his subsequent appearances largely confined to direct-to-DVD releases. Number 28, Jussie Smollett. The saga involving Jussie Smollett is notably peculiar, ending in a significant blow to his career through his own controversial actions. Smollett, once recognized for his role on Empire, reported to Chicago police in January 2019 that he was subjected to a racially and homophobically motivated attack by two men in ski masks. It later emerged that he had fabricated the incident and misled law enforcement. In 2021, following a trial that spanned almost 2 weeks, Smollett was convicted on 5 counts of disorderly conduct. His quest for greater fame and attention resulted in a pronounced outcome. On March 10, 2022, Smollett received a 150-day jail sentence, coupled with 30 months of felony probation, a mandate to pay Chicago $120,100 in restitution, and a $25,000 fine. Despite the conclusion of his trial in December 2021, Smollett's defense team signaled intentions to challenge the verdict, even as Smollett proclaimed his innocence. Regardless of the outcome of Smollett's appeal, the ramifications for his professional reputation seem irreversible. Regardless of possible judicial reconsiderations or a different ruling, the damage inflicted on his public image and career prospects by his own actions appears insurmountable. Everything Smollett has done and continues to do reinforces that he is, as Judge James Lynn has said, profoundly arrogant, selfish, and narcissistic, not the type producers want to work with. This sentiment underscores the notion that Smollett's decisions and ongoing efforts to contest his conviction only further tarnish his standing within the industry. Number 27, Michael Richards. Michael Richards, best known for his role as the eccentric neighbor Kramer in Seinfeld, saw his career take a devastating hit in mere minutes. His portrayal of Cosmo Kramer stands as his most notable work, capturing the hearts of Seinfeld fans across all 9 seasons. Unlike his co-stars, Richards' post-Seinfeld path led him back to stand-up comedy, a return that was short-lived and marred by controversy. His career took a nosedive following the widespread circulation of a video capturing Richards insulting a black audience member with racial epithets. He was recorded saying that 50 years prior, the person would have been subjected to a horrific act of violence, and he uttered the N-word multiple times before prematurely exiting the stage. This 3-minute clip was catastrophic for his reputation. Richards sought to make amends by publicly apologizing and going on numerous late-night shows such as The Late Show with David Letterman to express his remorse and try to mend his relationship with fans. He also reached out to African-American leaders like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. However, the damage was done. While Richards has made a few appearances and cameo roles since, he hasn't been able to fully resuscitate his career. In a conversation on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Jerry Seinfeld, Richards revealed that the incident still plagues him. Despite years having passed, he maintains he is not racist, claiming the situation escalated beyond his control. Nonetheless, his assertions mean little to the decision-makers in Hollywood. Number 26, Mo'Nique. Comedian Mo'Nique's Academy Award triumph for Precious in 2009 seemed poised to catapult her to greater heights, yet her career trajectory drastically stalled post-ceremony. It wasn't until 2014 that Mo'Nique appeared again on screen in Blackbird, an indie production co-starring Isaiah Washington, another actor with a similar narrative of a rapid career nosedive. We'll delve into his situation later in this video. Mo'Nique divulged to The Hollywood Reporter in 2015 that director Lee Daniels had mentioned she was being shunned in the industry due to the negotiating approach of her spouse. In the same breath, she publicly chastised Daniels, believing he had a hand in undermining her career, because she omitted thanking him during her Oscar speech. Needless to say, this accusation didn't aid in mending her strained ties with the industry, which were further complicated by her disputes with figures like Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, whom she accused of joining Daniels in sidelining her. Things intensified in 2018 when Mo'Nique called out Netflix for bias and inequity, citing the $500,000 offer for her comedy special as paltry compared to the multi-million-dollar contracts offered to other top-tier comedians. She later took legal action against Netflix, which reached a settlement, though the streaming giant had distanced itself from further talks. Mo'Nique articulated her stance on Sway in the Morning in January 2018, saying, "I couldn't accept that low offer because if I did, I couldn't sleep at night. If I accepted $500,000, what does Tiffany Haddish have coming? Because what they'll say is, Mo'Nique accepted this and she's got that. So what do they have coming?" Netflix defended their offer, asserting in an official comment, "We believe our opening offer to Monique was fair, which is why we will be fighting this lawsuit." Number 25. Felicity Huffman. The release of the rom-com film Otherhood, scheduled for April 26, 2019, was deferred by Netflix. Starring Felicity Huffman, along with Patricia Arquette and Angela Bassett, the movie's delay was in response to Huffman's involvement in what's been termed the most extensive college admissions scheme ever prosecuted in the US. Though it's important to mention that Otherhood wasn't scrapped. It ultimately premiered later the same year. A source from Netflix conveyed the situation as one of uncertainty. "It's a wait-and-see situation. No one can predict the future, and no one is trying to. We don't want her personal issues to become the publicity of this movie." Netflix's decision came on the heels of Huffman's public apology and her forthcoming guilty plea on fraudulent charges tied to the nationwide college admissions controversy. Huffman is part of a contingent of 13 people who confessed to paying hefty sums to angle their offspring into esteemed universities. "I'm in full acceptance of my guilt, with deep regret and shame over what I have done," Huffman stated. "I accept full responsibility for my actions and will accept the consequences that stem from those actions. I'm ashamed of the pain I have caused my daughter, my family, my friends, my colleagues, and the educational community." Following her conviction, Huffman served 11 days of a 14-day sentence in federal prison and was thought to be facing a $30,000 fine, 1 year of supervised release, and 250 community service hours. Critically, she endured significant damage to what the entertainment industry dubs reputational capital. As someone now with a criminal record, Huffman faces a likely reduction in both the number and pay scale of future roles. Number 24. Kevin Spacey. During his London trial at Southwark Crown Court, Kevin Spacey's defense attorney argued that the actor had been subjected to a public trial by social media and effectively cancelled following initial accusations. Spacey saw his stature in Hollywood radically diminish. One moment he was a mainstay, the next he had vanished. He was promptly expunged from Ridley Scott's film All the Money in the World, released in December 2017, with Christopher Plummer stepping in to refilm Spacey's scenes portraying billionaire John Paul Getty. Furthermore, Netflix dismissed him from his critically acclaimed role in the series House of Cards. To recapitulate Spacey's purported actions, last year witnessed Spacey and his production agencies being mandated to pay $31 million in damages related to his discharge from House of Cards, associated with bombshell sexual assault allegations. While distinct criminal charges against him in both LA and Massachusetts were dismissed in 2018 and 2019, respectively, a civil trial in New York in 2022 also absolved him of liability. Presently, a UK jury has acquitted him of all criminal charges in connection to claims made by 4 individuals who alleged Spacey had sexually assaulted them between 2001 and 2013. The attorneys portrayed one accuser's allegations as preposterous, stating that Spacey had engaged in consented sexual interactions with 2 of the claimants. Although he conceded that he made an awkward overture toward a 4th person, he contended it hadn't gone beyond that. Even with these legal outcomes, the prospects of Spacey's full return to his former prominence remain uncertain, yet there remains a glimmer of possibility for his career. In the volatile world of Hollywood, a single moment can make or break a career. From controversial statements to legal battles, we've witnessed the rapid downfalls of numerous actors. As we've seen, the repercussions can be severe and the chances of a comeback slim. Let this be a reminder of the fragility of fame. If you enjoyed our dive into the careers that took a turn for the worse, show some love by leaving a number 9 in the comments. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to iconicinside, and turn on notifications to stay updated on the latest from Tinseltown's highs and lows. 15 actors currently battling. Right now, we're gearing up to explore the challenging journeys of 15 actors, each grappling with some of the most severe health conditions out there. Spoiler alert, the majority are tackling their struggles with incredible resilience and strength. Number 16, Bruce Willis, the beloved action star we're all familiar with, is confronting a stern challenge with frontotemporal dementia, a condition his family has been open about since February 2023. This comes after a period of uncertainty that started in March 2022 when they made the heart-wrenching announcement that he would be ending his acting career due to difficulties with speech, signaling an initial concern for aphasia. Bruce Willis, an icon of the silver screen, has decided to end his acting career by February. His diagnosis was clarified as frontotemporal dementia, a disease that tends to affect behavior and executive function rather than memory, often eluding early detection. His family has been quite forthright about his health because there's a lack of widespread knowledge about this specific form of dementia. His daughter Tula shared her thoughts on the Drew Barrymore show, shedding light on the severity of his condition. "What's going on with my dad? He has a really aggressive cognitive disease, a form of dementia that's very rare." Nevertheless, she still experiences a profound bond with him, connecting through music and relishing the unmistakable aura of affection. Emma, his partner, has spoken candidly about the realities of caregiving, pointing out that despite Bruce possibly not being fully aware of his circumstances, simply understanding his situation herself just makes it a little bit easier, being around him and seeing him well and alive. This awareness offers some comfort amidst the pain. Their children are gaining invaluable lessons in life as they provide care for their father. Since then, they have opened a window into their lives to the public, sharing snippets like Thanksgiving videos on Instagram, updates from Tula, and Emma's moments of hardship paired with unwavering resolve. On Father's Day, Bruce was able to meet his grandchild, dispensing affection despite his illness. Rumer, another one of his daughters, expressed her emotions openly on Instagram, valuing the image of her father embracing her newborn. These instances are filled with love as they celebrate birthdays and special events, sharing authentic experiences. Take, for instance, the precious birthday footage where his family sings to him. It's in these flashes of happiness amidst adversity that the unity and affection of this family shine through. Number 15. Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox, famed for his role in Back to the Future, opened up in an interview about his grueling experience with Parkinson's disease. He explained, "My life is set up so I can pack Park along with me if I have to," referencing his ongoing struggle with the condition he's been battling since his 1991 diagnosis at the youthful age of 29. He described the arduous path and how the disease disrupts his equilibrium, leading to numerous injuries. He's endured a great deal, including a shoulder replacement, fractures to his elbow, hand and face, the near loss of a finger due to infection, and a broken upper arm bone. It's a severe situation, and Parkinson's, a neurodegenerative disorder, is creating significant hardships for the actor. It results in rigidity, tremors, coordination challenges, and progressively worsens. Fox shared not only about his physical challenges, but also opened up regarding the mental burden. Navigating life with Parkinson's while dealing with personal losses, battles with mental health, and managing the daily onslaught of symptoms is far from simple. Surrounding himself with a team to minimize falls, he also grapples with the challenging aspect of diminished privacy that often feels overwhelming. Amidst the disorder, he finds peace in the support of his family, engaging in the complex equations of life, savoring time with his dear ones, and although he's had to come to terms with the disease's impact on his physique, he continues to nurture a hopeful outlook. Fox confronts the harsh realities of falls, stumbles, and fractures during mundane tasks, but remains hopeful for a future with fewer injuries, embodying resilience amidst adversity. Reflecting on over 3 decades of living with Parkinson's, he has been a champion, mobilizing funds, boosting awareness, and fostering hope through the Michael J. Fox Foundation, diligently working to tackle the financial shortages in research and treatment for the disease. Number 14. Wendy Williams. In 2018, Wendy Williams disclosed her fight with Graves' disease, a health issue she overlooked initially. She shared her journey on Good Morning America, highlighting how women often prioritize others' needs, managing households and more at the expense of their own health. She declared it was time for Wendy first, shedding light on her diagnosis and choosing to use her platform to raise awareness about the disease from the beginning. Wendy was determined to bring her struggle with Graves' disease into the open. She publicly addressed her diagnosis on her show in February 2018, explaining how it was her thyroid that led to the noticeable changes in her eyes as observed by her audience. My hyperthyroid is attached also to Graves's disease. She explained the link between Graves's disease and hyperthyroidism, describing the sensation as if her eyes were being pressed from behind. With a touch of humour, she recounted her doctor recommending a break from her show, quipping about not being a performer who could simply afford to take time off. Since 2018, Wendy has confronted Graves's disease, but its symptoms were initially masked by those of menopause. The diagnosis caught her off guard because the age-related changes didn't point to anything concrete. Recollecting her on-air faint during her 2017 Halloween show and her battles with elevated blood pressure and sodium imbalances, she recognized these as signs that her health was amiss, yet she pressed on with her television commitments. Today, she recognizes a marked improvement in her condition from those early days. Wendy acknowledges that overlooking regular health screenings led to the onslaught of these conditions. Graves' disease and hyperthyroidism have been in her life for 19 years. Prioritizing her health became paramount before her departure from her show in 2022. Her well-being took center stage above all else. Having spent a couple of months in a rehabilitation facility to address her health issues, Wendy has now returned home, eager and gearing up for new ventures. She's excited for what lies ahead and expresses heartfelt gratitude to her dedicated fanbase for their steadfast support. Number 13, Selma Blair. Selma Blair has been open about her experience with multiple sclerosis, detailing everything from her diagnosis to her everyday reality. In 2018, at the age of 51, she disclosed her battle with multiple sclerosis, a disease that disrupts the central nervous system and interferes with the transmission of brain signals. By 2021, she was able to spread the hopeful update that she was in remission with no fresh lesions developing on her nerves. Speaking with Meet the Press, Blair described her symptoms. "I have the thing where you bend down. I get electricity. I had very clear signs at that time." She discussed her present condition, acknowledging that although she's improving, discomfort remains a persistent factor. Dystonia, characterized by involuntary muscle contractions, is part of her MS, creating spasms akin to a stutter or Tourette's. These symptoms are intermittent and not always understood by others, which she admits can be quite frustrating. Blair explained that despite the discomfort she endures, it's an internal sensation. Her skin does not react to touch. Rather, she experiences an ever-present rigidity that remains untamed by Botox, massages, or any treatments. She underwent hematopoietic stem cell transplantation, an extensive process involving both harvesting her bone marrow and deep chemotherapy to rebuild her immune system. Following the treatment, while her overall pain level is still high, there's some respite from certain old pains like trigeminal neuralgia, which causes intense facial discomfort. She adheres to a regimen of intravenous immunoglobulin therapy, receiving a 4-hour blood transfusion bi-weekly, and the assistance of a home nurse and a service dog plays a significant role in dealing with the aspects of her MS that aren't apparent to the outside world. Blair's experience has transcended her personal health, as she's used her platform to champion adaptive fashion. In collaboration with Isaac Mahi, she unveiled a clothing line designed for those who find traditional clothing inaccessible. Her collection boasts garments with magnetic closures to ease dressing for individuals dealing with challenges in manual dexterity. Blair has taken on the role of an outspoken supporter, eagerly pushing for better access to medical care for all those affected by MS. By openly communicating her own struggles, her aspiration is to amplify the voices of others who are enduring related challenges, ensuring they feel acknowledged and encouraged. Number 12, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez, celebrated for her musical talent, has made it her mission to raise awareness about lupus, sharing her personal battles with this complex illness. Lupus is an autoimmune disease that causes widespread inflammation throughout the body, affecting the skin, joints, heart, kidneys, lungs, hardly sparing any area. With it come a myriad of symptoms that include aches, exhaustion, skin outbreaks, fevers, and it has profound implications on mental wellness, contributing to conditions like depression. Gomez has been transparent about her experiences, talking about her kidney transplant due to lupus, undergoing chemotherapy, as well as coping with the spotlight during personal low moments. Through these trials, she has found purpose in uplifting others. Yet this spotlight has also magnified undue scrutiny over her body, compelling her to confront unsought opinions on changes in her weight due to her medications, a private matter she chose to clarify, despite it being something no individual should be compelled to justify. The approaches to treating lupus are as multifaceted as the disease itself. Drugs like hydroxychloroquine are commonly prescribed to tamp down inflammation and minimize episodes of exacerbation. Yet, with lupus's elusive nature, therapy has to be customized for each individual, tailored to their specific lupus variant. Corticosteroids are another therapeutic option, though they come with considerable complications. They effectively dial down inflammation swiftly, yet their prolonged usage is associated with an extensive array of possible adverse effects, including weight changes. The array of drugs designed to combat lupus or similar autoimmune disorders can create a whole host of other challenges apart from altering weight. These may include headaches, weariness, emotional fluctuations, and more, adding layers of difficulty for those grappling with these variable illnesses. Treatment regimens are delicately balanced as clinicians exercise caution with the long-term application of steroids, endeavoring to reduce reliance on them and exploring alternate medications that may offer relief. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Number 11. Dan Reynolds. Dan Reynolds, the lead singer of Imagine Dragons, kept his struggle with ankylosing spondylitis, AS, a secret for a long time. However, when he chose to share his experience, he was entirely open about it. In an emotionally charged moment during a concert in Leeds, UK, attended by over 13,000 fans, he disclosed his battle with this ailment. For the first time publicly, he described living with an autoimmune disease where his immune system mistakenly attacks his joints as if they were harmful, leading to arthritis and confusion among his joints. "It's pretty scary," he admitted. For years he had remained silent, avoiding the acknowledgement of his condition until that pivotal night in November 2015 when he bravely opened up to the entire world. Since that revelation, he has been more vocal, launching a web series titled This Is Life Live. Collaborating with the Spondylitis Association of America and Novartis, he shed light on uplifting tales of individuals living well with AS. Reynolds highlights that countless individuals are affected by AS yet manage to lead fulfilling lives. Among them are surfers, yoga teachers, chefs, and musicians who have all discovered a way to maintain their health despite the disease. Reflecting upon his journey, Reynolds traces the onset of his symptoms back to his high school years, marked by knee pain that couldn't be explained. Subsequently, he began experiencing ankle pain, which he initially dismissed. His situation took a turn when he was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, another condition rooted in autoimmune dysfunction. Despite urgings from his family to explore the possibility of ankylosing spondylitis, AS, he hesitated. It wasn't until after consulting numerous healthcare professionals that he finally received a diagnosis for AS. To manage his condition, Reynolds has adopted a regimen that includes consistent exercise, a nutritious diet, and the use of biologic medications. Currently, he finds himself in remission, yet the inherent uncertainty of AS remains a shadow over his well-being. Now in a significantly improved state of health, Reynolds is keenly aware of the loneliness that chronic pain can bring. He is committed to using his voice and platform to support and advocate for others who are navigating the challenges of AS. Number 10. Yolanda Hadid revealed her not-so-pleasant experiences during her time on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, confessing that her involvement on the show was a challenge amidst her other struggles while battling neurological Lyme disease. During her initial season, she was diagnosed, and each day was an ordeal. Hoping for improvement in the following season, she didn't anticipate that Lyme disease would be an enduring struggle. Over 10 years later, she continues to grapple with its effects, regretting her lack of earlier realization regarding the disease's longevity. Yolanda recounted the difficulties she faced while on the show. Her health was fragile. She hoped that being on the show would bring her a sense of love and security in a new relationship. Instead, she was met with her fellow cast members questioning the authenticity of her illness, a blow that affected not only her, but also her children who suffer from Lyme disease as well. Following that ordeal, Yolanda has decided to distance herself from the world of reality television. The drama and confrontations do not suit her anymore. Being of a delicate disposition, she now favors more peaceful methods of communication and a lifestyle that eschews such intense and adversarial interactions. Despite her efforts, Yolanda shared with Vogue UK that her journey has been far from smooth. There were moments when she yearned for an escape from the relentless pain inflicted by Lyme disease, her decade-long battle feeling akin to a ceaseless nightmare. The array of symptoms, including overwhelming fatigue, confusion, forgetfulness, anxiety, and sleeplessness, plunged her into deep despair. The sense of darkness was so profound that she found herself desiring a way out from the torment. Nonetheless, it was her children who stood as her pillars of strength, fueling her resolve to persist. Yolanda stressed the importance of empathy, of reserving judgment, acknowledging that appearances often mask the true extent of someone's battles. In reflection, she views those challenging periods not merely as hardships but as invaluable lessons in disguise. Number 9. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne has been contending with epilepsy, a familiar foe since his younger years. His battle remained private until a string of severe seizures culminating in a week-long hospitalization thrust his condition into the limelight. Since that critical moment, Wayne hasn't shied away from discussing his epilepsy openly, divulging in interviews its effect on his performances and how it has necessitated rerouting flights to look after his well-being. He has experimented with various lifestyle modifications to mitigate the frequency and intensity of his seizures, becoming a beacon of hope for others living with epilepsy. Wayne's childhood was shadowed by epilepsy, yet it was only diagnosed later in life due to initial ignorance about the condition. His experiences, which include a dire hospital visit and grieving a cousin who succumbed to seizures, spurred his commitment to demystify the disorder. Epilepsy manifests as a neurological condition marked by repeated, spontaneous seizures. Its origins range from cerebral injuries to hereditary links, with some cases having unidentifiable causes. Though there is no definitive cure for epilepsy, individuals can manage the disorder through treatments, including medication, therapeutic devices, dietary shifts, or even surgery, to optimize control over seizures and maintain a more typical lifestyle. Wayne's path with epilepsy has been strewn with challenges, having endured intense seizures that posed a risk to his life. His seizures, often triggered by stress and excess work, have led to alarming health episodes and necessitated emergency landings while traveling. Over time, he faced numerous seizures, with their intensity sometimes related to his lifestyle choices. In 2022, he was hospitalized following 2 minor seizures during a flight, yet he soldiered on undeterred by these obstacles, persisting in his music and performance commitments. However, a show in Los Angeles in 2023 was cut short unexpectedly due to the audience's reaction, garnering media attention. Despite these adversities, Wayne's steadfastness and enduring spirit serve as a source of encouragement for others facing similar health issues. Number 8. Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas, who has been navigating life with type 1 diabetes since his teenage years, is now collaborating with Dex on a Super Bowl commercial. The advertisement aims to support and empower individuals managing diabetes, spotlighting the ongoing need for finger pricking among this community. It introduces the Dexcom G7 CGM system, a cutting-edge gadget that allows for the real-time monitoring of glucose levels. Meet the Dexcom G6. It shows your glucose right in your phone and where it's heading without fingerstick, without the finger-pricking hassle. Filmed in LA, the commercial features Jonas engaging with some CGI technology to unveil this advanced device. I can't speak for the type 1 community or the diabetes community as a whole, but I'll say that and his goal is to spotlight diabetes research and demonstrate the potential of technology to assist individuals with type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Looking back at being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the young age of 13, Jonas remembers the isolation and the uncertainty about his future. His collaboration with Dexcom is his way of bringing hope and recognition to others who are dealing with the same struggles. Dealing with diabetes hasn't been an easy voyage for Jonas, but he has achieved a sense of equilibrium and now feels healthier than ever, dedicated to sustaining that wellness for his loved ones. He acknowledges that managing diabetes can have its ups and downs, yet emphasizes the transformative impact of having solid support. Fresh off being honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Jonas is excited about the upcoming release of the new Jonas Brothers album, ushering in a thrilling new phase for the band. Number 7, Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman encountered a health hiccup in July 2023 during the promotional circuit for his latest series, Special Ops, Lioness. Fortunately, it wasn't anything to cause alarm. At age 86, the acclaimed actor had to pass on some events due to a transmissible sickness. Now, Freeman has made his return after skipping press engagements alongside Zoe Saldana and Nicole Kidman. Last-second ideas for a swordplay scene caused Freeman to withdraw from an appearance in the UK show, resulting in host Alex Jones disclosing the unplanned switch. Nonetheless, a representative for Freeman clarified that it was his infection, not the creative suggestions, that necessitated the change in travel arrangements. Reflecting on Freeman's health trajectory, he has been contending with fibromyalgia since a car accident in 2008, which brings relentless musculoskeletal pain and fatigue among other symptoms. Post-accident, Freeman underwent a 4-hour surgery to repair nerve damage and has since been seen wearing a compression glove for his left arm. Fast forward to the present, Freeman tackles the role of Edwin Mullins, the U.S. Secretary of State in Special Ops Lioness, a narrative focusing on a female Marine tasked with befriending a terror suspect's daughter. In essence, despite a health-related detour on his press tour, Freeman remains undeterred in facing illness head-on. If you like this video, please leave a number 9 in the comments below. Number 6. Halle Berry. Halle Berry took extensive precautions during the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly due to her diabetes diagnosis. In a conversation with Variety conducted as the pandemic was swiftly spreading, she shared her concerns. Berry implemented a strict quarantine protocol, designating a particular area in her home for decontaminating items from outside before they entered her living space. Being diagnosed with diabetes in her early 20s made her particularly susceptible to complications from the virus. While there has been some uncertainty regarding whether she has type 1 or type 2 diabetes, it's understood that individuals with either form of diabetes faced increased risks in the context of COVID-19. The issue wasn't necessarily a higher susceptibility to contracting the virus for those with diabetes, but rather the potential for more severe health implications if they were to get infected. Halle Berry's cautious approach due to her diabetes extended beyond pandemic precautions. Take, for instance, her experience while filming John Wick Chapter 3, where she sustained 3 broken ribs. Initially, she considered the possibility of a bone disease or premature osteoporosis, but later realized that her diabetes likely made her more fragile and susceptible to bone fractures than others without the condition. Berry was determined not to remain idle during quarantine. She incorporated exercise into her routine at home, even performing squats with her son as a creative form of resistance, blending fitness with a sense of playfulness. Amidst the psychological labyrinth of the pandemic, Berry made the best of the situation, dedicating time to outdoor activities like hiking, running, or leisurely walks, simple joys that became pivotal for her me. Mental and physical rejuvenation. These outdoor cardiovascular exercises practically became therapeutic for her, acting as a reset button for her overall well-being. Number 5. Anthony Anderson. Type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular issues frequently go hand in hand, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. However, Anthony Anderson, the acclaimed actor and comedian recognized for his performances in Blackish and Barbershop, is determined to alter this bleak narrative. Collaborating with Novo Nordisk, Anderson plays a pivotal role in the Get Real About Diabetes campaign, advocating a hopeful message. Having managed type 2 diabetes for over 2 decades, he confronts this condition with resilience and understanding, emphasizing the importance of lifestyle modifications. He spoke about establishing a solid routine, underscoring the significance of sensible decision-making, well-rounded nutrition and physical activity. For Anderson, it involves intelligently structuring his day, selecting carb-rich foods earlier on, and dedicating time to working out. But the reason diabetes and heart health are so closely connected is due to the damage high blood glucose levels from diabetes can do to blood vessels, which amplifies the possibility of cardiovascular complications like hypertension and high cholesterol. This is a serious concern. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the United States. Following his own diagnosis, Anderson became acutely aware of the perilous link between diabetes and cardiac wellness, propelling him to take charge. However, the situation isn't entirely dire. With approximately 35 million American adults living with some form of diabetes, managing the condition successfully hinges on adopting a balanced lifestyle. Working with Anderson on the campaign, Dr. Helen Barron advocates for what she calls the three-legged stool method, a harmonious blend of diet, exercise, and medication. Anderson is convinced that his celebrity status can create a positive impact. Individuals thank him for influencing their lives for the better. These personal accounts are a testament to the fact that his story is more than just words. It is actively igniting positive transformations. Currently, Anderson is sharing his personal experiences and offering guidance on the Get Real website. His notable physical transformation and the improvements he's witnessed in his health serve as tangible evidence that positive change is attainable. He is dedicated to being a source of inspiration for healthy living within his community. Number 4. Tom Hanks. The esteemed actor spoke candidly about his ongoing battle with type 2 diabetes while on the promotional trail for his movie Elvis. He acknowledged that this health complication was partly due to inherited genetics and his own less-than-ideal dietary habits. He was first alerted to the issue in 2013 when prediabetes was flagged by his physician. However, Tom didn't fully heed this early warning. When type 2 diabetes was firmly established, the medical counsel he received presented a formidable challenge. He needed to get down to the weight he was during his high school days to effectively manage the disease. Over time, he implemented lifestyle adjustments that aided him in losing weight and improving his overall health. Tom's predisposition to diabetes was compounded by his genetics and personal lifestyle choices. In his combat against the disease, physical activity emerged as his primary strategy. Committing to an hour of exercise daily, whether it was a robust workout on a treadmill, a leisurely walk, or spending time outdoors hiking with his dog, he made fitness a core part of his routine. As for his diet, he previously confessed to some serious missteps, resorting to peculiar habits like removing hamburger buns as if performing a Houdini act to dodge diabetes. His current approach is to rigorously monitor his eating habits, sometimes to the point of tedium, with the occasional lapse leading to moments of self-reproach. Nevertheless, Tom adheres to a stable routine beginning with coffee and the newspaper, followed by exercise and a shower, that steers him back to his health goals whenever he faces a setback. Number 3. George Clooney. Clooney made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel's anniversary show and relived some past memories, including the time he was afflicted with Bell's palsy as a young man. This condition temporarily paralyzes facial muscles on one half of the face. As Kimmel was gearing up to present some old photographs for a laugh, Clooney preempted him by displaying a photo that captured his face when it was half paralyzed, challenging Kimmel to make light of it. Kimmel conceded that he couldn't make a joke, and the mood took a sincere turn. The reflection began with Kimmel showing a photograph of a youthful Clooney, sporting a bowl cut and eyeglasses, with Clooney humorously attributing the stylistic choice to his mother. He then shared a photo that subtly revealed his condition with Bell's palsy, his smile slightly askew. Clooney, known for his wit, got ahead of any potential ribbing by revealing his paralyzed facial state, daring Kimmel to inject some humor. However, in an unanticipated response, Kimmel chose to refrain from joking, bringing an unexpected seriousness to the show. Bell's palsy is a typically temporary affliction that disrupts the nerves on one side of the face, its cause largely unknown, and often a one-time occurrence. For Clooney, it was an episode from his adolescent years. Number 2, Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana faces a challenging health condition that is also familiar to her mother and sisters, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, an autoimmune disorder. This ailment pits the body against itself as the immune system mistakenly assaults the body's tissues, resulting in relentless fatigue. The ongoing inflammation can make it seem as though the body is perpetually combating an infection. To manage her symptoms, Saldana has embraced a diet that emphasizes clean eating, eliminating gluten and dairy to maintain her well-being. Adapting her diet has been a significant change for someone who has a passion for food. During what seemed like a serene chapter in her 20s, Saldana received unexpected news from her doctor about her decreasing bone density, a condition shared by her mother and grandmother that she assumed was distant in her future. As a mother to twin boys, she hasn't let this diagnosis slow her down. On the contrary, she's intensified her efforts, seeking out female-driven projects to add to her already full agenda. Frequently finding herself the sole woman in a cast-on set, she's determined to disrupt the status quo. Saldana is not one to simply blend in. Her ambition is set on transforming the industry narrative and harnessing her influence to benefit women's causes. Suffering from her condition, she stands firm in her commitments, simultaneously carving out her legacy in the entertainment world. Number 1. Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian, well known from reality television and her entrepreneurial ventures, has not shied away from discussing her ongoing conflict with psoriasis. This persistent autoimmune disease is characterized by the emergence of red and flaky skin patches. Kardashian first encountered psoriasis at 25 when a common cold activated the ailment, an issue familiar within her family, as her mother, Kris Jenner, received a psoriasis diagnosis when she was 30. Over the years, Kardashian has seen psoriasis afflict her stomach, legs, and more recently her shin. In January 2024, she took to Instagram stories to show a particularly painful outbreak on her leg, voicing disappointment over the unknown cause. She has explored a plethora of remedies, yet Kardashian perseveres with symptom management, often dealing with discomfort and feelings of being self-conscious. It's important to note that psoriasis is not infectious and is a condition that impacts roughly 2% of the US populace. The disease results from the immune system erroneously accelerating the life cycle of skin cells, producing the distinctive red, raised lesions. There isn't a cure for psoriasis, but several treatment options exist, including topical applications, phototherapy, and internal medications designed to subdue the symptoms. Kardashian's candidness about her psoriasis journey plays a role in increasing consciousness about the condition and the toll it takes on those affected. Her goal in sharing her story is to embolden individuals with autoimmune disorders to embrace their confidence and prevent their health issues from defining their self-worth. In the profound tales of these 16 remarkable individuals, we find a tapestry of resilience, courage, and the undeniable human spirit. From battling neurological disorders to autoimmune diseases, these actors defy life's toughest challenges, showing us that strength often lies in vulnerability. Their journeys teach us life lessons about perseverance, the importance of health awareness, and the power of advocacy. Now let's talk about the crossroads between career and health. It's a deeply personal decision. Should actors step back to focus solely on healing, or does the spotlight offer them a unique platform to inspire and effect change? I'm curious about your thoughts. If you believe they should prioritize health and retirement, drop a yes in the comments. If you think their work and their battle can coexist, giving hope to many, let's see a no. And if these stories have moved you or opened your eyes to the silent battles many face, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to Iconic and keep this conversation going. Your voice, your engagement, it's what makes our community strong.